Namaste, welcome to you all. I am A. Meenakshi, Assistant Professor of English, Government Degree College for Women, Karimnagar, Telangana State. Today's topic is communication skills. We all know communication is a social skill. Under life skills, we have learned effective communication is one of the social skill which is very much essential for every human being. And what is communication? It is a two-way process of conveying information, ideas, feelings, or opinions between two or more persons, either verbally or non-verbally, using a medium. Verbal communication means speaking and writing. Non-verbal communication means gestures, eye contact, facial expressions, etc. So we can communicate both verbally and non-verbally. And here it is a two-way process because one will be a speaker and another will be a listener, receiver. Or one will be a reader and another will be a writer. And Brett Morrison, an American actor, says, of all the life skills available to us, communication is perhaps the most empowering. We all know we can't live alone. We have to live in the society as we are social. Man is a social animal. So, when we live in society, the most important skill we need is communication to express, to convey our ideas to others. If we can convey our ideas effectively to others, then there is no chance of misunderstanding. So, effective communication is essential in day-to-day life for everybody. English is also a library language. And this information is, English is necessary to access information, especially online. If we want to know what is happening around us, what are the scientific inventions, what are the new theories, we go to library and check. Almost most of the information is available in English language. And today in this period where we are sitting at our homes due to the pandemic situation, and how we are getting information through online, everything through online, even education we are getting through online. We had online classes for nearly 1 month from April 15th to May 15th. You were very busy sitting at home itself from 10 to 5. You enjoyed classes. You participated in all classes. How? It is an online mode. Here, how you receive information through English only, because almost all of the mediums in our college are English medium only. And even education is taught through English. The medium is English. Not only that, if you want to search anything in online, if you know English, it is easy. In regional languages also sometimes available, but all the information we can't get from regional languages. So English helps us even to know new things. And as English is a link language, there is a great need to get mastery over it. So what is a link language? Link means connecting. English is a connecting language. How? For example, for us, what is the mother tongue? Telugu is the mother tongue for the Andhra Pradesh people and Telangana people. Telugu is the mother tongue. If at all, assume that we have gone to Tamil Nadu. There, those people's mother tongue is Tamil. and ours is Telugu. How can we converse with them? They don't know Telugu and we don't know Tamil. So how shall we converse with them? With them, if they are educated, we can converse with them in English. So like that, English is a link language not only between the states among India. Even if you want to converse with anybody in the world, and online we can meet. How can we, if you want to talk to a German person, Germany, his language is German and ours is Telugu or Hindi or Tamil or any other language. So we have to talk, we have to exchange our ideas only through English because English is an international language. If we see our national freedom movement, our father of nation Gandhi gave a call, do or die, quit India, so many calls he gave. His mother tongue is Gujarati. How could we understood that? How could Indians understood? Just because of English. If he said do or die, all the educated people could understood. Quit India, everybody understood. In Hindi also he said, but in southern states it is difficult to understand even Hindi. So here the important thing is it is the English which is more essential to be a global citizen. If we know English, we can access anything in the world. We can talk to anybody in this world. We can we can get access to any book because it is an international language. Since the whole world has become a global village, communication in English facilitates students to travel, to study, to work and live in any part of the world. Now you know how several students of various subjects, engineering, technology, how they are migrating, how they are going to other countries, especially to America, Britain, Germany, France, Australia, and there they are getting their degrees. Some people are even working there. And some others, when we want to travel the entire world, only with English it is possible. If not, we can't know what they are saying and everything becomes a mess for us. So with English, we can safely express our ideas and we can understand others' ideas and we can study anywhere and we can work anywhere and we can live as a global citizen. The good communication skills in English are important not only for classroom presentation but also for higher studies, employment and gaining knowledge. So in classroom we have to present seminar presentations, classroom seminar presentations, even assignments, and when you groups are allotted you have to present group presentations and pair works. You do all these things. Then you have to speak in English. Not only for that, if we have to study, go for higher studies, PG, then the medium will be English. Whatever may be the subject, you may take English as a subject, then English essentially. And even if you take other subjects, any science subjects or any art subjects, then you have to study in English only. And employment, nowadays almost all the jobs are in private sector, MNCs, multinational companies. There what is the first requirement? They test for your English communication skills. So those are the most essential. And not only that, even in government jobs, for group 1, anything you take, first of all you have to get qualify in English. That is the minimum requirement. and gaining knowledge. If you want to gain knowledge, everything is available in English. So for all these things, what is necessary? Good communication skills in English. English also helps one to enjoy great benefits socially and personally. Everybody knows if anybody speaks in English fluently means everybody thinks he is an educated person. Everybody respects him or her. And one can spread one's wings far and wide of the globe and face the challenges of the world with English. And English is a library language and it is a window to the world. To quote F.G. French, anyone who can read English can keep in touch with the whole world without leaving home. So you see, now you are at home. We were under lockdown for several days. We never have gone out. What did we do then? We have to sit in our own home. To know about the things around, just we opened our window and we saw what is happening outside, that much. But how the window worked, it showed us everything, whatever is happening outside. Even though we are staying inside, through window we are able to see what is outside. In the same way, even though we are in our own home, we can see what is going on around with the help of English. That is what F.G. French said. It's true even. In the words of Leonard Bloomfield, community is formed by the activity of language, and speech utterances give us the most direct insight into its working. How communities are formed? With the language only. The people who are speaking in same language form communities. The speech utterances. These are the most important things for the formation of communities, says Leonard Bloomfield. So language is a tool for communication. Till now we talked about communication. What is the tool? Language. It promotes effective interpersonal relationships in community. For interpersonal relations, language is the most important thing it plays. Communication includes both verbal and non-verbal skills. Verbal skills include all the 4 language skills, namely listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And among these 4 skills, speaking and writing are active skills or productive skills, and listening and reading are passive skills or receptive skills. And when it comes to non-verbal skills, they are gestures, facial expressions, eye contact, etc. Next, what is the first skill? The first one is listening skill. Though listening appears very simple, though it is a receptive skill and passive skill, it is a more vital skill, especially for learning a foreign language. If you see how a child learns, it listens carefully to the words of its family members. And it starts repeating, the girl or the boy starts repeating the words pronounced by the family members, his or her mother, father, relatives, whoever their brother, sister in the home. First it makes some mistakes. We enjoy those mistakes. And afterwards gets perfection. So research shows that when we communicate, we spend 40 to 50% of our time for listening, 25 to 30% for speaking, 11 to 16% for reading, and only 9% for writing. That means we spend half of the time for listening. While learning a language, generally the learners don't spend much time on listening and focus a lot on speaking. But in reality, good speakers are at first good listeners. What's listening? It's a psychological process which involves various stages such as receiving the sounds, comprehending it, and remembering them, and evaluating the message and responding to it. So, listening involves so many things. First, we have to receive the sounds, and later we have to think about what is the meaning of those sounds. We have to comprehend, and then we have to remember, and then we have to evaluate, and then finally we have to respond. However, one can develop the skill with a good amount of practice. For listening, also, we need practice. We think it is very simple. Here are some tips for active listening. What are they? We should be confident while listening. We should be very attentive. We should look towards the speaker for better comprehension so that we cannot get distracted from that. And we should be calm. We should respond to the speaker by acknowledging. Whenever the speaker says, "Have you understood?" Yes, no, like that. When the speaker asks, we have to respond. Either saying yes, no, verbally, or nodding our head. Verbal or non-verbal communication should be there. Do not interrupt the speaker. This is the most important one. Generally, if we disagree with the speaker, immediately we want to speak, point out. No, we should not do like that. We should listen until the speaker finishes. Till then, we have to listen carefully. We should not interrupt the speaker. Finally, after the completion of the speaker's speech, then we have to ask if any questions are there. The next thing is, again, other tips. Maintain good body language. Maintain good eye contact with the other person for better communication. Always try to minimize external distractions, if any, while listening to something. And we should be even open to new ideas. The skill of listening often get neglected. This is a receptive skill and needs to be taken care of by the listener. The following are some of the barriers to listening. There are some barriers also for listening. They are affective barriers. When we are in anxiety, when we are in distress, when we are in frustration, when we are in despondency, then what do? We can't concentrate when somebody says something. So these barriers we have to overcome. And some habitual barriers also. Old habits. Some people will be always talking and talking and talking. When somebody is saying, even if the teacher starts teaching, they don't stop. And some other people, they start discussing with others. When the speaker is speaking something, they start discussion here. It should not be like that. Okay, all these barriers we have to overcome. Next, physical barriers. Distractions from outside such as noise. Sometimes physical barriers. Yes, here also in this class we get sometimes the carpenter sounds because outside there nearby the carpenter shop is there, no workshop. So from there we get the sounds that sometimes even distracts us. And attitudinal barriers. Sometimes attitude matters. When the speaker comes, before itself the listener, what can he say to me? I know everything. If the listener think like this, can he concentrate? No. We may have the knowledge of subject or anything. Even then we have to concentrate. Then cultural barriers. Here I remember an incident. When I was doing my PC diploma in English at A Road, I met a Tamil girl and she's calling a teacher as they instead of he. She's saying they are coming. Then I said, only one person is coming, why you are calling they? Then she said, they is giving respect even though the single person. Even though he is a single person, they is giving respect because of the mother tongue influence. Even in Telugu we say, varu vastunnaru. Chief Minister garu vastunnaru. Or somebody is coming To give respect, we use plural. But in English, it is not the case. For everybody, they use only he. So these are the mistakes, cultural, due to culture, due to mother tongue effect. And gender barriers. Sometimes even gender barriers will be there. Though we are human beings, there are some differences. We think we are men and we are women, and even ours is a women's college, and generally girls want to join in women's colleges due to this barrier. Now let us see what are the sub skills of listening. Listening for gist or summary, first sub skill. It is also can be called as extensive listening for skimming, to get general idea about a topic, to know what is the overall idea of the topic. We just listen. If we think it is an interesting subject or topic, then we get involved. Listening for specific information. Nowadays, we are very much eager to know how many positive cases are there in our city, in our district, in our state, like that. No? Even though we listen to the total corona report of India or world, we concentrate only on our own report, our district report, or our state report. That is nothing but specific information. Listening in detail, even weather. Even in weathercast, we concentrate on what is the weather report about our state or our district or our place. Listening in detail. It is an intensive listening focusing on a certain thing. For example, classroom listening. I am teaching you communication skills and you are focusing fully in this only. That is nothing but intensive listening. And extensive listening. Listening to many lectures on same topic. You can see various videos in YouTube. What are the various videos on communication skills, listening skills, speaking skills, whatever you want, even life skills, soft skills, everything you can. On a single subject, you can see various lectures. So that is extensive listening. After listening all, you come to a conclusion. And next, listening for individual sounds to know the pronunciation of sounds. Sometimes we listen to the sound. How is this sound is pronounced? In pronunciation, we have learned how many vowel sounds, how many consonant sounds, how they are pronounced, how many diphthongs are there, how many pure vowels are there. All these are nothing but particular sounds of a particular symbols. Now, listening activities. Listening activities can be while listening and also post listening. After completion of the listening, you can do the activities, and while listening to someone also, you can do the activities. In classroom, generally, if the teacher says, listen to me and repeat, especially in pronunciation classes, it happens. The students have to repeat whatever the teacher says. So you have done several times in the class. So it is nothing but while listening activity. And after the completion of the whole class, after listening, some activities can be given to you, like listen to radio news and narrate them to others. And watch at home, you can do all these things. Watch an English program on TV and pay attention how the speakers are speaking. Later try to speak in the same way. Imitation. Watch a video from internet and listen to it carefully to understand the content. Write in a few sentences. After watching the video, you have to write whatever you understood in your own words in a few sentences. And next, listen to the teacher carefully for 5 minutes and answer the questions asked by him or her. This also. So you have till now you have listened. I can ask you, what are communication skills? What are verbal skills? What are non-verbal skills? What is listening? What is speaking? All these things you must be in a position to answer. When do you answer? If you have listened properly, you can answer. Let us move to next skill. What is the next skill? Speaking skill. Speaking as an active and productive skill and different from the other three languages. Other three language skills. So, what are they? Listening, reading, and writing. There, writing also productive skill, but here the speaker actively have to participate, and reading and listening just passive. Others don't know what we are doing actually, whether we are listening properly or we are reading properly, they don't know. But speaking, everybody knows. So, as a good speech wins millions of hearts, speaking skill is very important for expressing one's own thoughts and feelings, and also for impressing others. It's also important for career success also. On this occasion, I remember a famous orator, Swami Vivekananda. I think all of you know about him. His famous Chicago speech in 1893. What did he speak? Before his speech, the West used to think Indians' culture and religion as low, very low. And after 5 minutes, the table has turned. They started respecting India, Indian culture, Indian religion, everything became holy. Even Indians Indian self confidence also restored. They also thought that their culture has something to do with. They need not think themselves as low. They gained restored confidence. Within 5 minutes, this happened. What did he say? Just with the utterance of 5 words, the entire atmosphere in the Chicago Hall changed. What are those? My dear sisters and brothers of America. Sisters and brothers of America. That's what he said. With the simple 5 words, entire situation changed. How? That's why we say, as a good speech wins millions of hearts. Because of the speaking skill. Speaking is a skill. If everybody speaks, we don't get interested. Some people have that skill. We too have to improve that. And speaking skill not only enhance one's professional performance, but also improves one's personal growth also. Use of proverbs and anecdotes make communication interesting and effective. When we speak, we have to use the proverbs, we have to use the anecdotes from so many lives of great people. Then it will become interesting. Now, what are the 4 speaking skills that are necessary to become a good English speaker? They are fluency, vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. These are the 4 things, 4 skills. First of all, what is fluency? It's about how comfortable and confident one is while speaking in English. How fluently we are speaking in English. With confidence. Without any break. That is the first thing. Next, vocabulary. Sometimes we may have ideas. We know what we have to say in our mother tongue, but not in English. We don't find a suitable word. The vocabulary in us is not able to express our ideas in English, as English is a second language. So what we have to do? We have to increase the vocabulary in our brain. That means whatever vocabulary we have learned, day by day we have to learn new words, and we have to increase our vocabulary storage. The more vocabulary we know, the better our speaking skills. The next one is grammar. If we know grammar, what is the use of it? We can make correct sentences while speaking without any grammar mistakes. If a person speaks, his ideas are very good, but full of grammar mistakes means sometimes the listeners they won't show interest. So the fewer the grammar mistakes, the better the speech. We have to make our mistakes less day by day, day by day. With practice, it comes. For this, especially tenses are very useful. So we should master tenses to reduce our mistakes. And what is the fourth skill that is needed for speaking? It is pronunciation. Good pronunciation makes the speech more effective. Pronunciation itself has a lot of sub skills. So we are studying, if you join in PZ or further if you take English, then you have to learn phonetics. Even now we have the basics of phonetics, what are sounds and what are syllables, I think. We have studied in the first year all this, and this year also we will study what is word stress, sentence stress, all these things. And what are the sub skills of pronunciation? One should practice the sub skills of pronunciation such as word stress. First we learn symbols and sounds, syllables and sounds. Symbol and its sound. Later syllables we learn. Later words. After that word stress, sentence stress, intonation, rising, falling, all these things, and rhythm. So all these are very much necessary to make our speech effective. What are the four sub skills of speaking? Fluency, vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation. Now, what are the activities that we can do in speaking? Role play activities we can do for telephone communication. Even for ordinary situation, we can play the roles of a doctor, a patient, so many. So you can stand at your own home itself at present and you can talk about the degree colleges in your district or schools in your district, hospitals, anything you can talk. And stand in front of the mirror and speak about yourself for 5 minutes, including your personal details, hobbies, skills, and ambitions. Speak on any topic you are interested, like mobiles, social media, movies, cricket, etc., with your group members. And you can propose vote of thanks to the speakers of college day. And now you are at home, so you can do it there itself in your mobile. By recording, I can send it. How? So many students have sent their audios on lessons like positive thinking. So many students, they are very nice. So like that you can do. Next, what is the next skill? Next skill is reading skill. Till now we talked about listening and speaking. And now reading. Reading skill is very much essential for everyone to improve vocabulary. Especially for improving vocabulary, it works very well. It is better if we read newspaper daily. The new words we come across, we can see a dictionary. If not, if we read even Telugu paper and English paper, then we ourselves can understand. Even depending upon the context also, we can guess. And it is an exercise to mind, reading. While understanding the written words, the ability of the mind grows. One who knows how to read can educate oneself in any area of life. In this age of information technology, reading has become an essential skill for grabbing opportunities. As many well-paid jobs require reading reports, memos, etc., it is also an essential skill in getting job. So what is reading? It is a psychological act that involves several other skills such as recalling, reasoning, evaluating, and imagining. After reading, we have to recall what we have read, and after that we have to reason it out. After that we have to evaluate, is it really good or not, and then we imagine. Some of the sub skills of reading are listed below. They are having the knowledge of the script of the language in which something is written. First of all, we should have the knowledge. If Sanskrit or Greek and Latin is given to us, can we read it? If we know the script, that only we can read. English, Telugu, Hindi, we can read. Having the ability to deduce the meaning of unfamiliar words from the context. Sometimes new words appear, unfamiliar words. What we have to do? We have to get, imagine, we have to get the meaning from the context. We have to deduce the meaning from the context. We have to understand that capacity. How does it come? By practice. Having the ability to read between the lines and understand what is implicitly said. Sometimes the meaning is not given directly. We have to read between the lines and beyond the lines. We have to understand what the real meaning of it is. That is also needed. Having the ability to extract the important points from the text. And we should be able to skim as well as we should be able to scan. We will know what skimming is and what scanning is. And on this occasion, I remember an incident in the life of Swami Vivekananda. In 1890, he was wandering throughout India as a wandering monk, and he went to Meerut. He stayed there for a few days. And he was a good reader, a voracious reader. So he wanted to read some books from the local library. So he sent his brother monk Akhandananda to local library, and he brought the works of John Lubbock's. A big volume, so many books were there of John Lubbock's philosophy. And daily Akhandananda used to take one book and he used to give to Swami Vivekananda, and he completes that book within a day, and again tomorrow Akhandananda comes with that book and he take a new book. After seeing 3-4 days, the librarian thought, just for the sake of taking a book they are taking, really it is not possible for a person to read the entire book within a day. That is what he said. He expressed his doubt to Akhandananda. Then Akhandananda went to Swamiji and told, the librarian is doubting about your reading capability. The next day Swami Vivekananda went there and talked to the librarian and said, if you have any doubt, you can ask me any question from that book. Then he asked several questions. He answered everything correctly, exactly. Then he wondered at his reading capacity. How he can read that? When he asked him, he said, I don't read the entire words. I read entire sentence as one. Sometimes when I am fully concentrated, I read the entire paragraph once. Sometimes even entire page once. It is because of the concentration. That's what he said. It comes with practice. With single pointed concentration, it comes. Now skimming. What is skimming? It helps the reader get an overall idea of given text. In listening also we thought of skimming. Skimming is getting overall idea while listening, and here while reading. It also helps the reader find if the material is worth reading in detail or not. So if we read to get the overall idea, then we understand, is it worth reading or not. We often do this kind of reading when we read a newspaper, magazine, or any popular literature. If we think that the subject is good, then we continue. If not, we leave it. The next skill is scanning. The purpose of scanning is to look for a specific information. Generally, we use it to look for specific information in the index page of a book, or to look for information on a railway timetable when the rail arrives, departs, all these things, a result sheet, and a classified page or an article. Even when you want to apply for jobs, when the notification is there, what do? The first thing you do is, what are the qualifications? Do we have the qualifications or not? If you have, we can apply. What is the age limit? All these things we do, no? We scan. So, what are the reading activities? What are the reading activities? Read the given instructions and perform according to them. And read the passage given and make notes of it. Reading comprehension. Read the given paragraph and answer the questions is reading comprehension. It is note making, the above one. And read the article in the newspaper and explain it to your friends. Skim the paragraph and tell others about the overall idea of it. Scan for the required qualifications in a job notification. These are the various sub-skills we are using here in activities. And what is the next skill? Writing skill. Writing is also a productive skill as speaking. Speaking and writing both are productive skills. One communicates one's ideas in the written form through writing, whereas in speaking, oral form. So the skill of using grammar, vocabulary and putting the ideas together in a coherent fashion are necessary in writing skills. Writing is more difficult task. Writing means creative writing, not mugging up something by hearting and writing in the exam. No, not that. Creative writing, that means creating sentences of our own. And students can express themselves through writing. Writing is a process of putting thoughts, ideas, concepts into words. It is a critical skill and is vital in academic and professional success. It is a complicated task which includes planning, drafting, revising, editing, proofreading and presenting. These are the various things that are involved in writing. First we have to plan, and afterwards we have to write, draft, and then we have to revise, and then we have to edit, and then once proofread and then present. So a good writing is expected to be interesting with well organized content. And what are the various writing activities? So many writing activities. Actually, for examination purpose, this is the skill which you have to use. Nobody asks you, no, to answer orally. Okay, for 20 marks, internal marks, we ask. But in writing final exams, semester exams, you have to write only. Paragraph writing, how to write a paragraph. And there are so many things in paragraph also, the unity, order, coherence, competence, all these things you have to know. In the same way, letter writing, I will explain all these things in separate plan. We can't explain all these things now itself. Everybody knows this, but as we have them in the syllabus in the class, once again, I will teach all these things for the purpose of examination. And proverb expansion, a proverb will be given and you have to expand it. Where there is a will, there is a way. Means you have to give with some examples, you have to expand it. And note making, note taking. What is note making and what is note taking? Note making is after reading, you make notes. What are the important points that are available, that are presented in the paragraph? And note taking is when somebody is speaking, you take notes. When I am teaching class, you can even take notes. That is note taking. Next, describing a picture. By seeing a picture, you can describe, yes, how the picture is. What are the so many things that are there? And you can convert even text to diagram and diagram to text. If a diagram is there, you can convert it into text. And text to diagram also, when there are percentages are there, then it works. Next, even mock interview a classmate, record the answers and write a short profile. Interview is a speaking one, but when you write a profile, that becomes writing. And essay writing, resume writing, that is your CV. You are learning it from intermediate, na? CV, curriculum vitae, resume. All these things comes under writing activity. We will see this separately. We will learn all these things. The next one is language activities. What are language activities? They are in classroom we do pair work, two people sitting and talking. When I give some activities to you, you do this. And group work, when you are divided into 5 or 6 into one group and you will discuss on a topic, and after that you will present. One of the group leader will come and present. And group discussion, class seminar presentations, when the seminar topics are given, you generally present those. Debates, project works, just a minute activities, jom activities, role plays, mock interviews, all help students to improve their communication skills. All these things we are doing in the class. So all of you know them. One can learn good communication skills by the integration of listening, speaking, reading and writing skills. Generally, we don't study every skill separately. In activities, we involve all this. Though we know what is listening, what is like that, we discuss. But afterwards, in activities, what do? It is a blended. It is an integration of all these skills we use. So, about non-verbal communication skills. Till now, we talked about verbal communication skills. Now, non-verbal communication skills. First thing is eye contact. Eye to eye contact is very important as it makes the listener attentive and participate in conversation. It shows the speaker's attitude. If the speaker doesn't look at the audience, the listener, they too will not concentrate on what the speaker says. So to attract the attention of the audience, he or she has to maintain eye to eye contact. Eye contact conveys interest and encourages the listener to be interested in the speaker in return. And in the same way with the listener, if the listeners maintain the eye contact, means the speaker will be attentive. And then what are the gestures and facial expressions? Gestures and facial expressions are very important in conversation as they make the whole body talk. When we speak only, we deliver words through mouth. But here the whole body talks. Body language says more than a mouthful of words. Appropriate posture and approachable stance can make even difficult conversations flow smoothly. Even attitude. There is a need for developing positive attitude among the learners for effective communication skills. And one should be sensitive to others' feelings and body language. And constructive attitudes have a huge impact on the way one composes oneself and interact with others. Positive attitude towards communication makes the learner efficient in communication skills. And finally, in the globalized world, English is gaining importance as a language of opportunities and possibilities. It works as a connecting language across all barriers. English is the best medium to communicate with people across the globe. Competence in English is the master key to success in the contemporary world. As said by James Hume, the art of communication is the language of leadership. One can do miracles by communicating skillfully. I think all of you have understood what communication skills are. They are also one of the life skills. And what we have learned under communication skills? Verbal skills and non-verbal skills. Under verbal skills again, listening, speaking, reading and writing. Under non-verbal skills, eye contact, gestures, facial expressions, postures, all these things we have learned under non-verbal, even attitude matters. So all these things we have learned in today's class. So as communication skills are very important to maintain interpersonal relationships and also to lead a good life in society, we have to acquire them by practicing. We have to practice daily. By practicing them, we have to acquire them. Hope you all will daily practice and master communication skills. On this occasion, I would like to ask you to decide to practice communication skills daily. And even if you fail for many times, don't matter, don't bother, try once again. It is the human effort which yields results. So hope you all will get mastery over communication skills by practicing them daily. Wish you good luck. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Thank you.